ladies and gentlemen, Adam here, aka the Sound Scotsman, and this is the first episode of Smart Souls, the Trophy Hunter's Guide to Dark Souls Remastered. Before we start the game, I just want to fill you in on what you can expect. At this moment in time, I've actually filmed 2/3 of the guide, and it's going great, so I can say with the utmost confidence I'm going to show you every covenant, every sorcery, every pyromancy, every miracle in the game, all the tail cut-offs of all the different things that you need for the Knight's Honour trophy. And not only that, we're going to make the game nice and straightforward. So if you're a beginner, or consider yourself a noob, or a casual gamer, or something like that, well, don't let the words Platinum Trophy put you off. If you're in an area, and you know where to pick up an item, or you know how to farm it, then why not go ahead and get it? So, just as a little showcase into the future, I'm going to show off a little bit of what you can expect. I started this character as a pyromancer, and as you can see, I just wanted to prove that you can transition from anything to anything. So we can start with a pyromancer and we can make a sorcerer. Look at this damage, watch. 184 damage on a soul arrow. That's the weakest spell in the game. And I'm one-shotting these guys. And I'll show you how to do this. You'll be actually about this sort of a powerful... You'll have this sort of a power by the end of episode 9 for just using a little crappy spell like that, soul arrow. Okay, so hopefully this is going to be the guide for you. Hopefully this is going to be the most comprehensive and detailed guide on Dark Souls Remastered that there has ever been on YouTube, and we will see you in a moment for the start of the game. Thank you and enjoy. If there's any writing on the screen right now, just ignore it and prepare to play one of the greatest games ever made, in my opinion. Let's go. I'm aware you won't be able to see any writing on the screen right now. I'm typing in the character's name. I'm calling it Sage 2, as Sage is the name of the character you're going to be familiar with. With regards to class, there isn't really any right or wrong answer with this, okay? But if you're new to the game, I would recommend Knight or Pyromancer as your starting class. Hunter comes with a bow, and Cleric, although it's faith-based, faith isn't actually as good in Dark Souls 1 as it was in Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3. It takes until you're about level 20 to get actually any offensive spells, but to actually unlock it, you kind of need to be level 25, unless there is a workaround that I talk about in episode 6, but basically, if you're new to it, there's not really any point in picking Cleric. If you are doing a Platinum and you're thinking, well, Cleric would be good for a Platinum because it's linked in with all the covenants, well, what I would say to you is, pick it if you want. And I will talk to, as we're going along the guide, I will talk to Clerics sort of separately. But that being said, it's more sensible to pick something else, and with my roadmap of the stats to level 100 and level 120 in episode 6, I have learned through being part of the Facebook community, so shout out to anybody from the Dark Souls Remastered community for PlayStation 4 if you're watching. I've learned that people get very, very attached to their first character, and with me saying that level 120 is roughly what I build the character around and advise you up until, then you will have at least 40 points to spare, because I believe your character will more than likely be higher than 160 by the time we're through. So hopefully that makes sense. So you can't really go wrong with the character, but recommendation, Pyromancer or Knight. But the most important thing above all else is take the Master Key. You must take the Master Key. I can't stress that enough. In episode 2 we're going to go treasure hunting. and you won't be able to get half the stuff if you don't take the master key. So that would just be dumb. Take the master key, guys, whatever you do. If you want to come back and do a challenge run some other day and not take the master key, then be my guest, but for a platinum, it just makes complete and utter sense. So we're about to start the cutscene now. I'm not actually going to skip it this time. So I would normally say skipping my videos is a bad idea, but in this particular instance, go ahead and skip through the cutscene if you do not want to watch it. And I'm not going to speak in it either, so you're not going to miss anything.
Yes, indeed. The Dark Sign brand.
I did have to skip it there because there was a problem with the audio, so apology about that. But that's not going to be a problem going forward. See these red messages? Or orange messages rather. They're there from the game developers in this particular area. As we go through the game, you yourself will be able to leave messages, and other players around the world have left messages for you, so go ahead and read them if you would like. They'll teach you about controls and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so we're all going to go through the basics now. If any of you guys have already played the game before, then go ahead and skip to that time that's right up above if you just want to see the boss fight, and then that's that. For everybody else, let's talk about the game. So, bonfires, they act as your checkpoints. If you die, you get put back to the bonfire. When you die, you drop all your souls, which is your XP. That's indicated in the bottom right hand corner. See that says 0? We collect souls, that's our XP in this game, it's our money, it's everything. We drop it when we die, and if we do not make it back to the same place we died and pick up our souls, then that's gone forever. Okay, so the first potential platinum item is right through this door, where the boss is. We could, in theory, beat the boss right now and get access to the Demon's Great Hammer. He drops it only if you walk through the door and kill him, but that would be a stupid idea because it's really, really easy to get it in New Game Plus, so doing it now would just be a ridiculous idea. Also, in episode 6, if you really, 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 really want it, I show you how to get a sack, and you can swap that sack with the crows. I'll show you the crow's nest in a minute where you can trade items, but basically you just want to hang a left, go through this door, and boom. You don't want to fight him right now. There's another bonfire. So yeah, you can trade a sack and get a Demon's Great Hammer with the crows. But episode 6, that's where I show you me getting the sack. No, I don't. I show you the crow's nest. They don't equip items for you. Show you the crow's nest in this episode, and in episode 7, sorry, the Capra Demon episode, that's when we get the sack. My apologies. Hand axe, that's a better weapon. So, it has a bit of a stupid thing going on. It doesn't equip your weapons for you, and it doesn't equip any of your consumable items except for one, which is going to come up in just a second. So it's a little bit inconsistent with regards to that. You'll see what I mean in a sec. White fog walls sometimes mean a boss. Sometimes they're just like that, a little trick to make you nervous. See this wall here? Looks a bit strange, doesn't it? Watch this. See that boulder up there? I'm going to make that boulder fall. Smash through the wall, happy days. Before we go and have a look inside though, make sure and open this. That's a shortcut back to the bonfire we were at. I just rested there so that when I die I come back to this bonfire and not the one we were just at a second ago. Run back up here and meet him. This NPC.
Oh, thank God, I'm done. I'll die. I wish you...
Just skipping through his dialogue, the answer's yes. So he's a nice guy, he's gave us Estus flask and a key. We do kill him in episode 6 though, so do not kill him now, as we need his shield for the platinum trophy, and it's an exceptionally good shield against magic. So whatever you do, do not kill him now, just wait until episode 6. I want to draw your attention to that. That is a rusted iron ring. We cannot get this right now, but we do come back for it in episode 6. So, Pyromancy Flame. That is an item for casting pyromancies. If you were a cleric, you would need a talisman for casting your miracles. If you're a sorcerer, you would need a catalyst for casting your spells, your magic. See? When I put the hand on, the fireball spell that I've got up the top there, it goes bright, meaning I can cast it. But then when I go back to the axe I can't because I haven't got the right thing equipped. I'm keeping the majority of my fireballs for the boss fight, but just to test it on this one guy. See? That's how it works. This gate you cannot get past. That's where the rusted iron ring is that I was just talking about a moment ago. That we come back for in episode 6, like I mentioned, as well as that shield and a whole bunch of other good stuff actually. Okay, so boss fights. Welcome back everybody that jumped to this point. Quite an easy boss fight. As we go in, lock onto him and then jump through the air now with an R1, and look how much damage that takes right off him. If you're a knight, then you're probably going to want to go in front of him or behind him and just keep rolling into him and stabbing him. But I'm a pyromancer, so I'm going to use my pyromancy spells on him. It's safer behind him. Best position to be in. Just throw the fireballs and he'll be dead in a second. It's as easy as that. So if you've already played the game and you know how to get to Firelink and all that sort of a stuff, you may as well just skip to episode 2 and we will go and get a whole bunch of treasure. That'll make the game so much easier. But for everybody else, let's continue. If I remember rightly, actually, I think I forgot to show you guys the original edit that I did. There's a little piece of treasure around here. I forgot to. Yeah, it's this bit. Yeah, there. A little soul of a lost undead. That's probably about 200 souls it's worth. While we're on the topic of souls, actually, in episode 3 I'm going to show you a great spot to get souls. So we just go up and down a ladder a whole bunch of times and get as many souls as we want. So if you ever die with say, less than 10,000 souls. Don't actually worry about it. Crow's Nest for swapping. That's here. Just going to point that out to you. Remember I said you can swap a sack to get the Demon's Great Hammer? The drop from the boss that we just fought. If we had went and smashed in the door, kicked his ass right away, then we would have got that, but you can swap a sack for it, or you can just do what I'm going to do and wait till New Game Plus.
Only in the
Just going to skip that. Now, watch the Estus flask. See how I have 5 flasks right there? When I rest at this bonfire, it's going to shoot up to 10. Now, the reason for that is there is a firekeeper present at this bonfire. That's your firekeeper right there. So any bonfires that have a firekeeper present will automatically have 10 Estus flask. But you can kindle your own bonfires as you go through the game from 5 to 10 by using humanity. But I will talk to you about that in episode 3. For now, I'm just going to give you a quick tour of Firelink. So, this way first. This is the way to the catacombs. Going up this way is actually the way, but we're not going to go the way until after episode 2 because there's so much treasure that we could have that we do not want to miss out on, because it'll make the game so much easier. Getting a decent shield, getting your Estus flask improved, blah 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 blah. You'll see that all that sort of stuff in the next episode. Should actually level up quickly first. Okay, so level up. The strength, that's what I'm going to put everything into. The first sword that we get takes 16 strength to use. First half decent sword that we're going to use for maybe an hour or so, that takes 16 strength, so you may as well pump that. This is your guy for faith. He's here all game long, so you don't actually have to deal with him right now, but he gave you a copper coin. We can trade that with an NPC later and get some money for it. Just say yes. Yes again. And this guy becomes a shop now. But like I said, he's here all game long, so there's not really any rush to deal with him. Oh, learn gesture though. That's always cool. In Dark Souls 2, I don't know if you played Dark Souls 2 or not, but in Dark Souls 2 we had to learn every gesture in the game for a trophy. We don't have to do that in this particular Dark Souls, in Dark Souls 1. We don't have to do that. But it is fun. The gestures are great. So, you want to come down that elevator, jump down here, and there's a little bit of loot. Homeward Bone. If you're new to the game, you do not want to run out of Homeward Bones. They are super duper amazing. They transport you back to a bonfire that you rested at, but you do not lose your souls. You get to keep them all. Morning Star and a Talisman. A Talisman is for casting miracles. Like my Pyromancy Flame is for doing my Pyromancy. The Talisman for the miracles. Morning Star, just another weapon. Cracked Red Eye Orbs. That's an online play item. Means you get to invade other people's worlds and try and kill them. Lloyd's Talisman, they're very very cool. I will show you what they can do in the Sen's Fortress episode, probably about episode 13. For the moment you want to run down here. Don't worry if you die, like I said, 210 souls is nothing. Actually, no, I do this in the next episode. I'm not going to go and collect all that treasure right now. Instead, what I'm going to do is end the episode after we pick up just one little extra little soul item around here. Okay, thanks for watching everybody, and we will see you in the next episode. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and get a little bit of momentum going for the channel. And we will see you in the next episode. Ciao for now.